Happy 80th birthday to the one and only Roger Dodger. Cowboys quarterback legend Roger Staubach getting some birthday love today for hitting the big 8-0. Drew Pearson, Troy Aikman chiming in, celebrating the man many consider to be the GOAT of Dallas Cowboys football. And with that, welcome into Free For All. I'm Jeff Kolb. It's been a remarkable season for the NFL, culminating with one of the more exciting postseasons we've seen in recent memory, which will be capped next Sunday, of course, with the Super Bowl in L.A. featuring the hometown Rams and the longtime irrelevant but proud Cincinnati Bengals. Quite a script. And yet all of that prosperity for the league now has a massive cloud hanging over it, following a lawsuit filed Tuesday by former Dolphins head coach Brian Flores, a black head coach suing the league now for alleged discrimination regarding a pair of jobs he interviewed for and his recent firing by Miami. Now, with Super Bowl week always comes NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell's State of the NFL press conference, and it will certainly be very interesting to see how he responds to the many questions that will be asked about the Flores lawsuit. When news of the suit broke on Tuesday, the NFL qualified Flores' claims as being, quote, without merit. Well, today, Goodell is sending a memo to NFL executives and presidents with a much different sentiment. In it, Goodell writes, quote, "We understand the concerns expressed by Coach Flores and others this week." Goodell goes on to call the lack of head coaching diversity across the league, quote, unacceptable, saying the NFL will reevaluate its diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts by using outside experts. The memo also says the league will review allegations by Flores and others of certain team owners incentivizing their head coaches to lose games in order to get higher draft picks. Now, in light of the diversity issues ongoing that Goodell mentioned, there was a great inclusive event held at AT&T Stadium today where the Cowboys hosted girls from Fort Worth ISD for a flag football jamboree. Now, the goal of the event is to serve as a step towards starting a varsity girls flag football league that will ultimately be adopted as a sport across Texas as a Title IX activity. Now, Cowboys legend DeMarcus Ware was at the event. So was local Trailblazer and former Vanderbilt football kicker Sarah Fuller.
In football, we got refs on the sideline, we got, so on and so forth. So for me to be able to come and let them know that it's okay. It's okay to be a Trailblazer and where you are. It's going to be uncomfortable though. But the no's become bigger yeses if you can sustain them and keep going with them.
It just further supports and aids in the development and encouragement of girls to go out and play football if that's what they want to do. Because you got the Cowboys behind them and you're like, hey, the Cowboys are supporting this, you guys should too.
Just one star represented Dallas this afternoon at the NHL All-Star Game. 37-year-old Joe Pavelski, an All-Star for the fourth time in his career, and what a season it's been for Pav so far. 19 goals, and he's averaging more than a point a game for the first time in his 16-year career. For that, Pavelski honored by being named captain of the Central Division team. The All-Star Game, the format, a three-matchup setup of 3-on-3 hockey, all four divisions with a team. In the semifinals, Pavelski and the Central Division facing the Atlantic team for a period of play. Pavs with an empty netter, helping the Central team move on to the finals with an 8-5 win. So, to the finals now. Central down 4-2 to the Metro Division. Pavelski, and that's another goal. Unfortunately for Pavs, that's where the rally would end as the Central goes down to the Metro 5-3, but still a solid two-goal performance for Mr. Joe Pavelski. Some basketball now. Let me remind you, Luka Doncic, still just 22 years old. Well, last night, the 22-year-old sensation passed Fat Lever for 10th most triple-doubles in NBA history. 22. Well, the 22-year-old, 33 points, 13 rebounds, 15 assists in the performance, his 44th all-time triple-double, including a pair of dunks. He's not a big dunker, only had one slam all season before this. And oh, by the way, the performance, part of a Mavericks win over the Sixers, 107-98. Afterwards, Luka on how in control he felt compared to some of his other big games this season.
Way more, I think I made some good decisions. Some obviously were bad, but I think so many good decisions, and getting people involved. And I think I got to do this decision more often.
Luka also pointed out in the first quarter that one of the rims at the AAC was badly crooked. At first, the 7'4" Boban Marjanovic comes off the bench, tries to hang on it to straighten it out. That didn't work. Eventually, the hoop had to be replaced. All in all, it wound up being a 43-minute delay. Doncic felt so badly, even though he wasn't wrong in pointing it out. For the fans, for them having to wait, offered to pay for everyone's concessions during the break, although that wasn't something that was feasible for the Mavs to logistically pull off on such short notice. Nice thought, though. Don't look now, but March Madness Selection Sunday is just 5 weeks from tomorrow. So if you haven't exactly been up on your 2022 college hoops so far, you might want to tune in so you can ace your bracket next month. In the Big 12, 5 teams this week ranked in the AP Top 25. TCU with a 15-4 record, not one of them. Horned Frogs hosting Kansas State tonight without injured leading scorer Mike Miles. Francisco Farabello. That's fun to say, right? Little elf homage there. Connects from downtown, but K-State up 7 at the half. Frogs down double digits in the second half. Get to say it again. Farabello with the N1. He finished with 14, but TCU falling without Miles to K-State 75-63. Number 8 Baylor at number 10 Kansas, and what a beating the Bears would take. Ocha Agbaji to Christian Braun. Jayhawks up by 20. Later, Denton Geyer grad Jalen Wilson. Nifty save here to Agbaji for 3 more. Kansas routs Baylor 83-59. Yikes. Another ranked matchup here, number 20 Iowa State and number 23 Texas. The pride of Irving MacArthur, Andrew Jones with some thunder on the transition dunk. Had UT up 4. Second half, he's not done. Jones, 3. He finished with 14 off the bench. Helps Texas stuff Iowa State 63-41. Bedlam basketball in Stillwater. Oklahoma visiting Oklahoma State. Tanner Groves from downtown gets the Sooners up by 1. But then the Cowboys decide to make some posters. Isaac Likely to Musa Cisse. What a dunk. And that wasn't the only highlight for the Cowboys. Later, Avery Anderson getting out on the fast break with some acrobatics here for the finish. How about the pride of Justin? Another look at it. OSU knocks off OU 64-55. SMU 7-1 in the American, visiting Wichita State. Not a good trip today for the Mustangs. The 3 here by Tyson Etienne puts the Shockers up 19 in the first half. Second half now, Kendrick Davis connects for 3 and 1. But a rough day for SMU's best player. 1 of 7 from the field, 8 points. Shockers hand the Mustangs their second conference loss of the year, 72-57. North Texas with the best record in Conference USA, hosting the league's worst team in UTSA. Abu Ousmane leading UNT in this one with 17 points. And Ousmane getting help early and often from this guy, Mardrez McBride. Spots up and hits the 3. He chipped in a dozen. Then Tyler Perry, big off the bench, adds 16 and the buzzer beater at the end of the first half. North Texas doubles up UTSA in the first half on the way to a 69-45 win, the 8th win in a row for the Mean Green. Texas Tech also winning today in the Big 12 over West Virginia. NASCAR back on Fox Sunday with what should be a really, really cool event as the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum hits the track to kick off the Cup Series season. Check out the time-lapse video here at the LA Coliseum as it was transformed for some NASCAR. The race will kick off tomorrow at 5 p.m. right here on Fox 4. As I mentioned, Texas Tech, nice win. Number 14 Red Raiders, 60-53 over West Virginia. That's a wrap here on Free for All for this Saturday night. I'm Jeff Kolb, Fox 4 Sports.